27th of August 2023. This is just something different. This war in Ukraine has torn people apart, countries apart, lives apart, families apart, and created a lot of conflict that was, I think, unplanned. And it's heavy. Let's not for a moment fool ourselves. We're sitting far away from it and we have sort of a overview, distance look on things happening there. But we must never forget that there's real people dying there, real people suffering, real people facing their horrors. And the sad part and the realistic part is that it is all because of politicians. Politicians started that thing. And behind it all is that insatiable drive of the Americans to be in control of the globe. Everybody must do as they wish. Everybody must do what benefits them. Everybody must play according to their rules. Always that arrogance. And if they can't bullshit their way into a deal, they will threaten that country and they will unleash horrible violence on the people. That is what they do. That is how they've been operating for the past 80 years. And that time is now coming to an end. Their time is up. The problem is, they are finding it difficult to accept that. Instead of realizing that the world is changing and sit around the table and look at one another and say, guys, we have to change. We'll have to learn how to become a good neighbor. No. Let's bomb the shit out of the people. And that is unfortunately where we are. You're sitting with a situation that Africa, as a continent, in the vast majority of the country, want no part of the Americans. They want no part of the Europeans. They are done with the West. Why? Because the West has been pillaging and brutalizing Africa for a hell of a long time. The Americans were behind the killings of so many African leaders. The French were behind killings of so many African leaders. So Africa only received brutality and violence and abuse from the West. Nothing else. And it's weird. I'm a white guy sitting here in South Africa, but I myself, my generation, we experienced the evil and underhand dealings of the Americans and Europe firsthand. First, it was the British that came to our country and killed a hell of a lot of our women and children, brutalized them, burned the farms down, really fucked our country up. We fought them off. In the end, we had to surrender because they were killing our women and children. And then South Africa started developing and it grew into the industrial joint of Africa. But that was not to the liking of the West because they couldn't pillage and that regime had to go. And all the things they did is history. You can go and look it up. Unfortunately, this young black militant racist Sosa brigade is totally clueless of what really happened in history. But that's beside the point. We look at Ukraine and we look at Russia. That was uncalled for. That war was unnecessary. For 9 years, Putin tried to avoid it. But the treacherous West had no plans to settle that dispute. Their goal is to tear Russia apart. That's their goal. get rid of Putin and tear Russia apart. Pillage it, plunder it. And unfortunately for them, fortunately for the Russians, and I must say, for the non-West world, Putin did not bow down to them. And that's where we are today. But on a lighter note, take a look at these following images. I'm going to show you 2 slideshows. I couldn't find the full story behind what happened with these images, but it looks like 2 photographers were facing off. One with images from Ukraine and the other one images from Russia. Now you must look at it and enjoy it and decide for yourself who is your team. I know who's my team. Now it's your opportunity to pick your team. First, let's look at Ukraine. Beautiful images, and I mean that photographers are really good. I'm a good photographic judge, and that is excellent images. And now let's take a look at the Russian competitor. This is a fantastic set of photographs. It is very well done. These images, both the Ukrainian one and the Russian ones, are excellently produced. Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed that and have a great Sunday. Sunday is a fun day. And through the load shedding and through all the racism crap in South Africa and the corruption and the stealing and all of that, let's smile and just always try to find something beautiful to look at and appreciate. Please give me a like and a subscribe and share the thing. Thank you for your support.